Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Grugs here, Legion Tactical Cutlery. Welcome back to another Legion premiere. Really excited to show this one. Just received this a couple of days ago. This is the Prosta Stal Haydamak in X12MF steel, which is an equivalent to D2. And it's a pretty cool looking combat blade. This is a military knife, specifically, for military personnel, and I did get it with a rig that attaches to the belt, and then you strap it around your leg. Pretty nice little setup. However, the knife is the star right there, and pretty excited to show everybody. What is everybody carrying? Well, today on the small of my back, I'm carrying this clone right here. This is not a real Extremarazzo. This is a clone. It's the Satyr, and this is what I've got on the small of my back, and this is what I'm carrying. Let me know what you guys are carrying. And just real quick, I want to say, veterans and active military, really appreciate you all. Thank you very much for your service. I hope you enjoy this video. Okay, let's read off the specs here, and then I'm going to show you this awesome blade. Overall length is 11.42 inch. Now, mind you, this is approximate, okay? I'm sorry, I should have mentioned this right off from the bat. This is approximate. All these knives are handmade, okay, at very reasonable prices. This rig right here was $131. Now, you got to pay a little bit for shipping. It's kind of expensive, but it's like 30 bucks to ship to United States. But it's, $131 for that sheath, that rig, and the knife. I think it's pretty good. Let's get back to the specs here. Okay, once again, overall length is 11.42 inch, blade length 6.3 inch, blade steel X12MF, similar to D2. Blade hardness is 57 to 58 HRC. Blade width 1.38 inch. Blade thickness 4.7 millimeters. Handle material Micarta, olive drab. Handle length 5.12 inch. Weight 10.26 ounce. And it does have, or features, full tang lanyard hole, Kydex sheath, and a leg setup rig, for the belt. So very, very cool. Very, very excited. I did purchase this one, okay? The first Prosta Stal that I tested was the Shredrick. Go check out that video. That knife kicked some ass. And it was so good that I wanted to get this one right here, okay? So let's take a look at this. It's kind of like a K-bar, in my opinion, except, better. I'm really digging this knife. So it's I guess it's a slight clip point, maybe, slight swedge, very, very slight right there. You see that? I think it does have a bit of a curve. So I'm going to say it's a clip point. It's got a very, very decent edge, nice and sharp. Okay, I requested to purchase the exact same model that was on their website. I asked them not to change anything, don't put anything extra, don't put the Legion Tactical Cutlery. I do like Viking history, so I thought this was a pretty cool looking blade, and they did it on both sides, which is good. It's got a pretty thick spine over here, and it is sharp, so guarantee that this is going to spark a ferro rod and do some scraping. It's got some jimping over here. I love the coating of this blade. Listen, it's just a dark gray coating. It's a down and dirty business type of blade. The etching, the etching here with the Viking runes, they're not shiny, so it won't give away a position. But however, I like the design, and I'm just ecstatic with it. Slight sharpening choil, slight guard, and here these are Micarta scales. Okay, nicely textured, nicely grooved, all handmade, just nicely done. Removable scales, lanyard hole, nothing protruding, everything is pretty flush, and you know, the handle is definitely big enough, okay, for a pretty big hand. I like the way it feels. Do the reverse grip for everybody. You're not going to get any hot spots. It's definitely a nice blade, okay? Show you the whole thing here. Full tang goodness. I'm digging this blade, man. So this whole setup right here, $131. Handmade, okay? How can you go wrong? It's just awesome. Definitely a combat type blade, man, you know? Definitely a combat type blade. Very, very excited that I received this today. Okay, so in a second or two, I'm gonna show you this leg rig. Now, I'm not in the military. I didn't really pick up on it quick. It took me about 10, 15 minutes to figure out how everything works over here. I kind of think it's missing one thing. You know, I would like to detach this right here. It is not detachable. I kind of wish it was. In any case, let's take a look at it. Let me just move this out of the way. So here's I'm gonna have to zoom out a bit. 1 second, troops, so I can get this in. Let me just fix this so I can get this all in. All right, so it's busy, no doubt. You know what I'm gonna do? I already cut myself today, so I'm just gonna get that out of the way so it doesn't accidentally fall on my foot or something with my luck. So here is the strap. It's adjustable. It's also removable if you need some quick release. But this goes on the belt, all right? It's pretty sturdy nylon. And then I have this strapped, okay, there's Velcro here. Actually, sorry about that. The Velcro is on the inside. So I have this strap inside this tech lock, all right? So I removed the tabs that were in here and snapped it into place. All right, let me just make sure that it's properly seated in here. There we go. Okay, lock it, it's not going anywhere. I would have liked to see this part right here. Now this goes around the leg, around the thigh, so it doesn't flop around. I would have liked to have seen this to be able to be removed. Unless I'm missing something, this is stitched on, okay? And there is adjustable area over here where you could loosen or tighten up the belt, and then you could quickly release using this. I'm not sure exactly what this is called, but it's pretty cool, I guess, in the military environment. You know, if you need this strapped on so it doesn't flop around, you need something quiet, and you want to take this knife out into the field, you know, I think it's a nice rig. This is a little bit busy. I just wish it would come off. You know, they gave you an option like a Velcro over here, that a very, very secure Velcro that it would come off, but it's stitched on. It's not coming off anytime soon. Still pretty good setup, I think, for $131, you know. Again, it is a little busy, but if you're in the military, you might need something like this. If you're law enforcement, first responder, you know, this knife and sheath comes in a whole bunch of different colors. Let's talk about the sheath real quick. Nice Kydex, okay, high quality, and it fits in here like a glove. No slots. I kind of wish this had slots, but it is pancake style. Let's just quickly pop the knife in. I know that this is, again, pretty busy here, so all right. Fits in nice and tight. There is no up and down play. There is no side to side play. This isn't going anywhere. Yes, this is the problem. Okay, just too much stuff to hold on to. Whoops. Okay. Let me just fix this. Sorry, guys. There we go. It's not coming out anytime soon, so just give me a second. Let me just set this up real nice. I kind of like it. I like the whole setup. I like the whole concept of the leg rig, etc. I just wish that this was removable. Some way, somehow, this was removable. They could have incorporated some kind of Velcro system. So it would have been nice to be able to take this off, you know, and just take it in a hiking environment and stuff like that. But I guess it's not so bad to strap this around your leg. So pretty nice. Now let me get the knife back there. Let's take a look at this knife one more time. Now I left a link in the comment section, description section. This place has a ton of knives. Okay, if you don't like this one, if you don't like the shred rig, they've got a ton of knives that they make by hand. They'll reach out to you once you want to place an order. If you find something, they'll reach out to you and they'll ask you if you want your knife customized. You know, what kind of etching do you want? They'll ask you what kind of design that you want, you know? So it's a pretty nice setup, you know? I mean, the place has got their, you know, their shit together, man. I really, really like their knives. Go check out my Shredrick review. That knife is tough. I'm assuming this knife is going to be pretty tough too. But I beat that knife. It's a double-edged combat blade. And I beat that knife. You know, the guy asked me nicely not to, you know, use it in that manner. But I did, because that's how I test my knives, man. And, you know, I proved to everybody that these knives, they're no joke. They're for real. You know, they're hardcore, man. And I did put them to the test. All right, troops, I can't think of anything else that I want to show you. But, you know, I did purchase this, so I'll test it when I'm ready. I'm going to try and carry this maybe tonight when I walk the War Dog. You know, just want to see how it fits around my leg, etc., around the belt. I'm kind of curious. So it'll be good. I'm pretty excited. And, all right, that's it, troops. Thanks for watching. And I really appreciate everybody. Let me bring awareness. Hashtag 22a day. Hashtag 22a day no more. There are veterans and active military. Once they get out of the service, they do face a lot of challenges. Unfortunately, one of these challenges is suicide. So once we're done here, go check out the comment section, description section. There'll be phone numbers that you can call. There'll be websites that you can surf. There's also a heartfelt message from one of your own, Martin Miller. Please seek the help you all have earned and deserve. Troops, Legionnaires, new recruits, at the ready, hold the line. Take care.